We're happy to welcome in a couple of distinguished soccer guests to the Chronicle Live set. Arturo Alvarez from the San Jose Earthquakes, and you know him, you love him from Comcast Sportsnet California, John Schrader.
Thank you.
The voice of the Quakes, if you will, at least on the TV side. And let's talk a little bit about the season thus far for the San Jose Earthquakes. Not a great start, but the team has shown some signs of life.
Yeah.
Picked up 8 points over the last 5 games. And your take on what's ahead as they hit the midpoint of the season?
It was generous of you to say not a great start. When you go 1-7-2 in your first 10 games, that pretty much says it was a bad start. They a lot of home games, didn't play very well, had some bad luck, made some bad luck, a couple of wins and a couple of draws in the last 5. Major League Soccer is a funny business, though, because it really is how you finish. I don't know if they're behind the 8 ball yet, but the 8 ball's creeping up, so they don't have a whole lot of room for error.
Arturo, you rejoined the team last year, coming over from Dallas. You got your start, of course, with San Jose. What's the feeling amongst the players? Do you guys feel like you could still salvage something this season? You feel like it's starting to kind of gain some momentum?
Yeah, no, I definitely think, I think anything's possible. Last year, when I came halfway through the season, I think the team was kind of in a similar situation. And we went on a 10-game unbeaten streak, and we were really close to making the playoffs. And a couple games didn't go our way, but I think that's, if that was possible last year, I think we can do it again this year, and I think we definitely have the players to do it.
Last year, you guys caught fire at the end, or the second half of the season. Really, I think people really thought that there would be momentum coming out of that great finish, even though you guys didn't make the playoffs, but it seemed like everything kind of clicked. And do you think it's just injuries? Obviously, Huckerby has been hurt. You've had some key injuries. Has that been the biggest problem, or are you guys a little bit surprised that the first half went so poorly?
Obviously, I think we're a bit surprised that, the beginning of the season has gone this way so far, especially because of the way we finished last year, and then, we had not all players came back that were with us last year, but I think, the coaching staff made some good additions, and obviously, Huckerby, we've been missing Huckerby, who was a key player for us last year, and, I think the good thing is that we have the rest of the season, the second half, to turn things around, and hopefully we can do that.
And Huckerby's coming back this weekend, is that correct, John?
Well, I think he may be a little ways away yet. I don't know. They'd like to have him back. I don't really know what the status of him is, because every week it seems like maybe he's coming back.
He tried to come back, and then
he tried to come back and didn't. Right? It's hurt. The fact that he's been out, Ryan Cochran's been out the whole season. There were some, I'll be honest with you, I think there were some chemistry issues on the team that the coach has dealt with. I think they have closer to a team they like, players who like each other at this point. So, but not having Huckerby has been bad for the team. He was such a spark last year. He's such a class player that that it's hurt their attack a lot. And to be honest with you, though, defensively has been where a lot of the problems are. They've given up 28 goals. That's a lot of goals.
Well, and let's talk about the goal in the last game that really took 2 points away from you guys against Real Salt Lake in extra time. And I believe we have the video of this, and really just a poor mental lapse by your team. You allowed a goal in extra time. You had the game wrapped up.
Yeah, no, I really don't want to talk about it.
Especially since you scored the goal, right?
Yeah,
I didn't want to mention that. I was trying to be nice.
Yeah, no, I think it's just the way that our season's been going. I think we also been unlucky, and I think there's been a few games this season that we could have gotten 3 points out of it. Get a good result, and for some reason they tie us or something like what happened last week against Real Salt Lake, an own goal, and they had 10 men, and it's just but that's the way soccer is. Soccer is a funny sport, and you just gotta keep you can't put your head down, and you just gotta keep going forward.
How tough is it as a player, though, when you do get off to such a bad start, to be able to be motivated and excited about the season and excited about the game?
I think the good thing about that is just it's 30 games, and we know that we have 30 games in order for us to make the playoffs, and we have 15 left, and I think knowing that we have a game the next Saturday that we can, turn things around and get a better result. I think that kind of motivates guys to, it's like, okay, you know what, if it didn't happen this weekend, let's make it happen next weekend.
I think we also have to be fair that this is really an expansion team. I mean, things went really well at the second half of last year, and Frank Yallop is back as the coach. So I think people kind of thought like, oh, here come the Earthquakes again. They're just going to pick up where they left off. Of course, the Earthquakes of the old era are the class of the league, which is the Houston Dynamo. But I mean, I think this is still a team that's they're trying to figure it out, and it's taking it some time.
And I think it's appropriate you have this young man on here. I think he's too modest to say it, but I think he's just about this close to becoming a real star in this league, and he's had maybe 3 of the most spectacular goals this year alone.
And they've
anybody's scored in the league. Yeah, 3 of the last 5 games, I guess, since they sort of went on this little tear, 2-1-2 in the last 5. But just turned 24. I think he's just about ready to be a star in this
I got to
league.
ask you, though, you don't like kicking with your right foot. What's the story with that?
That's funny. I'm my dominant foot is my left foot, and everyone just kind of gives me a hard time just because of the fact that I never use my right foot at all, to be honest. But I don't.
But you're so good.
I don't see. It's gotten me this far, so I just, obviously, I'm gonna work on it. I know it's something good to have, but I do hear a lot, and it's pretty fun.
Well, it's a credit to you, though. You're so good that the book is out, and you're still able to score.
Yeah, that's it. I think the other teams know that. Boy, they're pushing you to your left leg. If you could just find a little bit of a right leg there, Arturo, I think it would be a great advantage.
I've been hearing he's going to his left since I was like 8 years old.
I got to ask you, we have limited time left, but a big game coming up on August 8th as you're going to get to play part of a doubleheader at Candlestick Park against the Columbus Crew. Barcelona will be playing
Chivas.
Guadalajara in the second game. But how cool is that going to be for you guys to be at Candlestick and knowing that there's probably going to be an enormously large crowd there?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, that's going to be pretty exciting, and hopefully we can get a good result and beat Columbus, and then obviously I think enjoy the game that's coming on after our game. We get the chance to see Barcelona, I think, the best team in the world, just coming out from winning Champions League, and they have the best players in the world playing, so it's going to be a good game to watch.
Well, it should be cool. It'll be cool for you, too, because you're going to get to call it.
It'll be great. Get to call the first game and then sit back and enjoy the second game. It'll be a wonderful doubleheader.
It's going to be one of those great things where all these people who nobody pays attention to soccer in this country, and then you're going to see 70,000 people out there. And
they should bring their best players because they're in preseason training. Their league starts a couple of weeks later, so that's the best part about it.
Yeah, I know.
They'll have their best players.
Well, it'll be an event, that's for sure. Hey, thanks for stopping by, John and Arturo. Appreciate it. And don't forget, you can catch the Earthquakes right on Comcast Sportsnet California. They take on Toronto Saturday at 7:30. Make sure you check it out. We're heading for another timeout after the break. We'll get